In this lesson, we're going to be solving word problems of algebraic equations or missing variables, okay? So, right here, we can see we have a word problem. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit, okay? So, the hockey team had 66 students try out for the team, which has 3 times the number of students who tried out for the baseball team. How many students tried out for the baseball team? So, this sounds really confusing. But the important thing is when solving for word problems with missing variables is you have to identify your numbers and what you have and write it down. So the very last thing that they're asking here is how many students tried out for the baseball team. So that's going to be your missing variable. That's going to be your x, or in this case, it's n. Okay. So let's take a look. Say the hockey team has 66 students. Good. Let's put 66 down. So here they've written 66, which has, so as soon as it says which has, it's another word for is the same as or equals to. And we know that equals or the same as is represented by this equals sign here. So right now, just by reading the first sentence, we've got 66 equals. Okay, I'll read that again. The hockey team had 66 students try out for the team, which was 3 times the number of students who tried out for the baseball team. So which is the equals, 3 times, it says that right there, was 3 times, okay, we know times means multiples. So 3 multiplied by the number of students who tried out for the baseball team. How many students tried out for the baseball team? Well, we know that that's n, okay? The amount of students that tried out for the baseball team. So we know that 3 times the number of students who tried out for the baseball team, and number of students tried out for the baseball team is n. We can understandably write this as our equation, okay? This will take some getting used to, but you really have to think of what each variable means. Once you have this, it's not difficult to figure out what the answer is, how many students tried out for the baseball team. This is where mathematical processes actually really help solving real-world problems. So this is solving for one missing variable. We have the missing variable is the baseball number of students that tried out for the baseball team. So we can go ahead and solve for this. The first step that we're going to do when solving for this is trying to get rid of this 3 times. Now we know that we can write 3 multiplied by n or n multiplied by 3. It doesn't matter what order that is. Regardless, this is a positive n and this is a multiplied by 3. Or what we're going to do now is divide both sides by 3 to get rid of that 3. So here, those two would cancel out. The times by 3 is canceled out by the divide by 3. So 66 divided by 3, that should give us n. So that equals 22. 66 divided by 3 is 22. 22 equals n. This math is not challenging, but it's getting it down in the right order that's going to be the tricky part with word problems. Make sure you're doing it properly. The other thing to do once you're done is plug in 22 into your n up here, okay? 3 times 22 is 66. You should have 66 equals 66. And we know that is equal. So we've done it correct. All right. If you would like some practice on how to do these, there is some questions right here. Right there. Okay. Now, feel free to take a look at those. I'll scroll in a little bit so you guys can see those. Feel free to take a look at those because these are in multiple choice and they're really just trying to make sure you know what you're doing. And the best bet when doing all these things is have a whiteboard, have a pencil and paper, write it down. So you know what the answer is really before you're looking at everything, because all these equations might confuse us. So we need to just actually figure it out, and then it'll be super easy. Sometimes it's easier to work from the bottom up instead of backwards, which often we do with multiplication. Okay, right, with mathematics. So that is how to solve for word problems. Best of luck. Take your time. Go through it. You really have to think about it.